everyone, and welcome back to our learning series. We are learning how to use Figma as a product person to build lightweight prototypes, and today is the day to do just that. We are going to start prototyping. Last week, we mocked up some initial designs and also learned about auto layout, which was so powerful, and also some plugins. Today, we're back ready to learn about prototyping. Cannot wait for this. Lauren, where do we start? What is prototyping in Figma and what can it allow us to do?
Yes. Okay. Let us get back into that flow that you set up here to talk about why we need prototyping now. So, prototyping is going to be really great for a couple of reasons. It's really great to present your designs in a really clean way. It's really great to share with your stakeholders. It's also really great for user testing. If you have this flow prototyped and set up, you can send that out to users to test it to make sure that it's actually working the way that you expect users to use it. It's a much, much quicker way to get those out, test them, and know that you're doing the right designs before you go ahead and send them to code.
I'm ready. I'm excited. I've also played around with prototyping a little bit and gotten completely confused. Let's start from the very basics. How do I set up my first connection to start? And what do we even call it? What are the connections? Where do we start when we want to prototype?
Yeah, connections is a perfect word. Internally, we call these noodles. So if you ever hear somebody from Figma refer to something as noodles, we're talking about prototyping noodles. So we're going to go over to our prototype panel to set these all up. And that's going to be right next to your design panel over here. So if I click on prototype, you will notice that now I have, when I am hovering over on my frames or on my components over here, I have these little plus signs versus when I'm on my design, versus when I'm on my design panel, I do not have that. So that's how one helpful way to know you're in prototyping mode. The shortcut to get into prototyping mode is Shift E. So once we're in prototyping mode, we can start to add those connections, those noodles, as we're calling them. And to add them, basically, you're going to go from wherever you see that plus sign. So let's start with our sign up button right here. I'm double clicked on my sign up and I'm going to drag out to where I want to go. Simple as that. From there, this modal will pop up and we can pick a bunch of different ways that we want to set this prototype, whether we want to do it on tap, on click, we have to figure out what interaction we want to be doing, and then we can change where it's going or the transitions, which we'll get into in our second lesson on prototyping.
Awesome. Okay, so we set up our first noodle by going into prototyping mode and then dragging our noodle. That feels very similar to the connectors I'm used to in FigJam.
Exactly.
So I'm liking that. I'm seeing the arrow being connected. And then can we talk a little bit about on click, on tap? What we want it to do is when someone clicks the sign up button, we want them to go to the next screen. So what settings would we use to set that up?
Yeah, so on this one, we're going to say on tap, and we have other options here, but we're going to say basically on tap, on click. When we tap on this button, we want to navigate to, there's a couple other options here. Variables are in here, change to, navigate to, we can go back, but we're saying when we click on this, we want to navigate to, and because we've already dragged it here, it's showing us sign up to. We want to navigate to sign up to, and we want to do this instantly. We just want it to immediately happen. And I'm going to go ahead and click that out. And now we can test that. We can test it a couple of different ways. We can go into our inline prototyping view, which is super handy to just see what's going on as you're adding these to make sure it's working the way you want. So we can click right here, right next to it. Click on that icon right there. We can also, a shortcut for that is Shift Spacebar. And I'm going to just fix this so that it's showing my whole screen here. So I'm resizing it and I'm going to click sign up. And when I do that, great, it's going, it's exactly how we wanted it to be. It went right to our first screen there. So we know it's working. The other way that we can...
We added a prototype.
You did. It's so simple. It's great. Nailed it.
That was awesome. Okay.
Yeah. Other option, which is, this was the option. So the inline is actually a little bit newer as of June of this year. The other way to look at it is right up through our present mode, which you can get to up here. So I'm selected on this sign up one. I'm going to go to present mode. And this is really great for if you are doing those presentations or if you're doing those user tests. You can see we've put it in a phone here, which we'll go over how to change that. And I can do the same thing. I clicked sign up. Great. It's working already. From this mode too, really handy to see a couple of different things that are a little bit more clearer in this view versus the inline. So if we go back, I'm just going, so I just did the arrow to go back. I can, if I'm hovered over here, you see this nav bar just showed up. And this is where I can change a couple of options. I can fit it to screen, I can fill the screen, I can do the actual size. We want this one to fit to screen. I can disable default keyboard navigation. I can show my hotspots. This one's going to be key if you are doing user testing. I usually like to turn this off because you'll notice if it's on, I'm clicking right here and you can see the blue highlight on sign up. That's letting me know, oh, this is where we added the prototype. This is where we have added those on. You know, you can click here. So I like to turn that off when I'm doing user testing because it's a little bit of a hint for people and you don't necessarily want to hint to them where they can click. You want them to find it on their own. So now again, I'm clicking and you can't see that blue highlight on. So that's a good one to turn off. You can also hide the Figma UI. So just to make it even more cleaner as you're doing that testing, really helpful right there. The other thing, I don't think we covered this yet, but comments in this view go directly into the file again. So if I hit C to comment, just like you would in the file, and I'm saying to you, hey, can you change this color? I'm going to add this comment in here, which can be really helpful if like for your stakeholders or folks that are just viewing this prototype. And I go back into my file now, that comment is right where I left it. So really handy that you don't have to like, oh, have the prototype open and have this open to see, oh, where was that comment? Really helpful that it just goes right back into the file for you.
Yay! That's great. Great. And we'll go dig way more into sharing and getting that feedback with the comments in 2 days' time. But I think we've covered all the basics for today. We're going to be back tomorrow to dig more into transitions and animations. I don't know what those words mean, but we'll learn about them. But for today, I think we've done what we wanted to, just covering how to set up that prototype, understanding what prototyping is, and then talking about the different ways that we'll view it when we're sharing it with our stakeholders. So with that, I'm already feeling excited. It felt like magic to see that prototype of that button we just did. And I can't wait to figure out how to set up all the more advanced connections tomorrow. So awesome. Thank you, Lauren. We'll see you tomorrow.
You bet. See you soon.